Alright, stepbros. I got a video for y'all today. I have a story time. What a story time it is. Sometimes you just meet people, you know, and you kind of know when you meet them that maybe this person's gonna be not it. You know, Chief called, he said, you know, maybe this bitch is not it, but you don't listen, you know, because life, and because sometimes you just want to see the best in people, and that tends to get me absolutely nowhere. Being nice to people, okay, don't get me wrong, I'm a very nice person, but sometimes I'm too nice and I get walked on, and it kind of happens a lot. So I feel like every new relationship I get into, I'm a little bit more, you know, like back up, like everything you say, just gonna take it with a grain of salt, because people just like to fuck you over, especially in LA. I've had some times in LA, like oh my god, this one girl I met when I first moved here, that Bumble, oh my god, this girl was crazy. And I was like, okay, now that I've, you know, had my crazy, maybe the next girl I meet is gonna be like a good friend. No. So this is a long overdue story time. It is about my ex-roommate, I would kind of say best friend, ex-best friend, like good friend, you know? I guess my child wants to be part of the video. So yes, this is about my ex-roommate. This is the ex-roommate horror story. And let's just take it back to February 26th, early this year. Oh my god. February. Let's paint the picture, okay? It's February, it's my birthday, okay? I'm just gonna throw out names because, to be honest, I don't give a fuck. They're never gonna see this video, and if they do, hi. So I had not met Kiara, which is my ex-roommate's name. That's her name, Kiara. I hadn't met her yet. It was my birthday, and Austin Mahone, you know the fucking vibes, you know the song. Yeah. We all know the guy. Austin Mahone, okay? He had invited me to a party for one of his friends, and I was like, okay, well, since it's my birthday. So you just gonna bring me a birthday gift on my birthday to my birthday party on my birthday with a birthday gift? Happy birthday? I'm just gonna go, you know? Of course I'm going alone, because I like to roll up to parties all by myself, which is honestly not the greatest idea, but I tend to have the most fun when I show up to places alone and don't have to like rely on another person. So he invited me to a party. I was like, yeah, why not? I'll go. I'll fucking go. I'll roll up. So I get just absolutely belligerent, blackout drunk before I get there, obviously, because I can't walk into a party with a bunch of like celebrities and like people that I don't know. Like, that's just, I can't do it sober, you know what I mean? So I get drunk and I go to this party. I get dropped off, and Austin is like, here's my manager's phone number, call him when you get to the gate and he'll let you in. I was like, all right. So I get up there, there's this like huge group of girls just like standing outside the gate. So I'm like, hello ladies, did we call the manager? And they were like, yes. This one girl comes out of the group, she's like, oh yeah, I called him, hi, I'm Kiara. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna stick with her, because you know, when you get to a party like all alone, you're like, okay, I'm gonna find like a couple girls that are gonna be like my safety net and just stick with them the whole night. She was nice, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick with her. And we went in and the party was fun. We went like to another party, we went like party hopping, I don't really know, but I ended up staying with her most of the night. She was really cool, really fun, but I don't know if you've experienced this, but in LA, at every party, there's like a group of girls that are kind of just, she looks like every other bitch, like looking like every other bitch, you know what I mean? Like, they all look the same, they all dress the same. IMG, like matching orange set. Every bitch here wears IMG at parties, and they all look the same, you know, like they all have on like crazy eyelashes and like crazy makeup, and like they just look the same, they talk the same, they give off the same vibes. And this was her. I could not remember her name because every girl looked the same and every girl had like the same name. It was like Kaylin, Kiara, Kylie, like, girl, I don't, what, you know? So she and I hang out the whole night, it's fun, and I go wherever and she goes wherever at the end of the night. that was that. I didn't talk to her for a couple days, and then she asked me to hang out again. We start hanging out, but like kind of as like party friends. Like we just like would go to parties together. I really like my alone time, if you don't know already. And I like to kind of just be by myself pretty much 24/7. Like I really go out like once every couple months. It's like a one-time thing for me. Like I'm not gonna go to a party and then the very next day go to a party and then the very next week and go to a party and then go to a party and party. This was like a once a month experience, you know, like, and she was a party girl. So one of the girls that wants to be at every single party, has to be invited, has to know people, and I just wasn't like that. So at first I was like, yeah, like let's go to some parties together, but I didn't want to, you know, just hang out all the time. And she kind of wanted to be at my house all the time. She'd call me and be like, there's a party tonight. And be like, okay, let's go. And then she'd be like, okay, I'm gonna come over, do my homework, get ready and eat. I'm like, you can do all that stuff at home. Like you can do that by yourself. Yeah, she wanted to hang out all the time, and I was being nice, you know, because I was like, maybe I need to be like more outgoing. I need to like, you know, hang out with her. So we start hanging out. Like it's fun, it's cool, she's cool, but like there's no substance. It felt like we were just party friends. I don't know, but we started hanging out more, and she found out I did TikTok and social media and stuff, and she wanted to do that too. And I was like, hell yeah, let's fucking do it. Like I'll help you, like whatever. And she was not using TikTok at the time. She probably had an account with like one video on it, 1 or 2 videos with like 10 views. I don't know. Not that that's a bad thing, but she just wasn't doing social media like I was at the time. And I've been doing it hardcore for like 2 years now, or 2 or 3 years. I focus on it a lot. Like it's my main focus is content creating and doing whatever, you know. So I take my accounts like seriously, and I try and be consistent on every single platform except for YouTube. But I'm getting there, you know. It's like, it's my one thing, I'm getting there, okay? She was like, let's make a joint TikTok account. And I'm like, okay, cool, like I'm totally down for that, let's do it. We make one, we film some. She just like at first wanted to film and then stop. I'd be like, oh, let's film today. No. Okay, whatever, just put it aside. A couple months go by and she wants to move to LA. She lived in Orange County, which is like an hour and a half from here. She goes to school, she's still going to school. She goes to school in Orange County. Her school and her home are currently in Orange County, an hour and a half away. She wants to, you know, pursue social media and all that. LA's the best place to be if you want to do that. It's also, you know, very convenient to be closer to everything. Like if I want to meet up with anybody or go to any like random place or something, everything's within 30 minutes. So an hour and a half is like quite far, especially when you want to do this as a career and stuff. I was like, find a place to live then, move, like just pick up your shit and go. That's what I did. Like if I want something, I'm gonna just do it. You know, I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna adapt to what I need to do to be able to do it. So she wanted to move here and she only had $1,100 for rent. And in LA, you're just not gonna find an apartment for what she wanted for $1,100. She wanted washer and dryer in unit. She wanted security. She wanted it to be modern. She wanted stainless steel appliances. She wanted granite countertops, a 1-bedroom, not a studio, a bigger complex. And you're just not gonna get that for $1,100. It's just not realistic. And it is realistic to move to LA with $1,100 for rent, but you need to lower your standards. Maybe you're not gonna get a place with a washer and dryer unit. Maybe you're not gonna get a dishwasher. You know, it's gonna be an older building. There's not gonna be security. You're gonna have, you know, just like older stuff, which is not a bad thing. That's completely normal and still a great place to live. Studios are a lot cheaper than 1-bedrooms. She could have gotten a studio, but no, she didn't want any of that, but she wanted to move here. I'm like, okay, you know what? We're not that close at this point, so I'm trying to be understanding and nice and not really give too much of my opinions on things, because I can kind of put people off if I tell them, you know, exactly what I'm feeling, because I don't know, she didn't want to hear it. So I was like, you know, keep looking. And at this time I had just moved into this apartment that I'm in right now, which is a 2-bedroom, and I bought a 2-bedroom for myself so that I could have a lot more space and a good place to film in, and I could afford it, and I worked really hard to be able to afford it. And I wanted a 2-bedroom, so I got myself a 2-bedroom. I had just moved in when we met. I didn't have everything like set up yet, so I kind of just had an empty room. And she was like, well, can I move in with you, please? Like, I won't be annoying, like, I'll only use the bedroom, not the closet. And I was like, no, absolutely fucking not. You cannot move in with me, because I do not like living with people. I've had horrible situations with past roommates. Like, it's just not the vibes for me. I really like to be able to have my own space, do my own thing, not have anybody in the way. It's just how I like to live. Some people love having 50 roommates, living with a big bunch of people in a house and having, it's not me. It's not me. And she knew that. She knew that. And I told her, like, no, I don't want you to move in. She also had a dog, and I'm a cat person. But I'm a cat person. I am a hardcore cat person. I like some dogs. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the freaking Grinch. I do like some dogs, but not hers. Not hers. I don't like her dog. It's loud, it's small, it's annoying, I don't like it. I'm just telling you all the truth. And I told her that. I also have a cat that's very, you know, she doesn't like people either. She's just like her mother. I don't know what to tell her, so.
You look like mom.
I was just like, no, you can't move in. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to find somewhere else to live. A month or two goes by. She's like, I'm never gonna be able to find a place to live. Nobody wants to live with me. I can't afford it. There's no apartments. I'm like, you just need to be realistic and lower your standards. Like, it's not that difficult. I have plenty of friends that live out here that pay less than $1,000 a month for an apartment, and they are perfectly happy because they don't have unrealistic standards for living. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, go to the Midwest if you want to find a bougie apartment for $1,100. It's just, you're in LA. The cost of living is ridiculous, and it's just how it is here. You know, it's kind of like New York. She just kept talking, and I felt bad because I feel bad for people. I always want to help people. I've let people move in with me before because I felt bad for them, and it didn't turn out well. I should have known this from the beginning, but I gave in. I gave in. Yes, this was my first mistake, was giving in. Yes. And no, I will never give in again. Trust. So I give in. I'm like, fine, you can move in, but you know, the dog stays in your room. I gave her like a little list of things that are gonna have to happen if she moves in. Like, take out the trash every so often, do your own dishes, clean up for yourself. Basic things that anybody should be able to do without being asked, but I had to ask. I'm like, fine. Keep in mind, I let her move in. She's only paying about a quarter of the rent. So she's using a whole space, a whole half of my apartment, and paying a quarter of the rent because I'm being nice. You would kind of think that, like, you know, someone lets you move in for way less the rent. They don't want you there in the first place, but they let you move in. You're probably gonna be like considerate of that person and maybe help out a little bit extra just because they're going the extra mile for you, so you should go the extra mile for him. At least that's what normal, respectful people would do. Not her. Not her. Not her. She moves in with her dog, whatever, you know, months go by, a couple months. I'm doing good with it, you know, I'm being nice, whatever. And little things start happening that just start, you know, pissing me off a little bit. Like, she would leave a mountain of dishes in the sink that are dirty and would not do them. It's not like she'd leave them there for a day or two and then do them. She'd leave them and just would not do them at all and expect me to do them, which obviously I'm going to do them because I cannot have a fucking dirty ass house all the time. No. And I can't have just shit all over the kitchen. Like, no, that's just not how I roll. So yeah, I'm gonna do the fucking dishes. I'm also filming in here all the time. I do not need to have dirty, crusty, busted, dusty, fucking nasty dishes all over the counter all the time. It's just not no. So that started happening, but you know, I would just do the dishes because I'm already doing my dishes, whatever. So a little bit in, dishwasher breaks. As you know, I go through like chronic migraines and I've been sick for like a month and all this other shit. So I was going through a bad stretch of migraines, like migraines all day, every day for like a month or two. And the dishwasher needed to be cleaned out with bleach because it had gotten moldy. And I can't really clean the dishwasher with bleach when I'm in the middle of like a migraine attack. So I couldn't clean it. So I just been hand washing dishes because it doesn't really bother me. It's kind of the vibes. Like it's kind of the vibes to hand wash. I didn't care. So I was just hand washing. She always made, when is the dishwasher gonna get fixed?
It's not the vibes.
Well, I'm the one that's gonna be fixing it. So whenever I am physically able to fix it, she could have cleaned the dishwasher. Like, she's using it, you know? Well, let me take that back. She's not using it. I'm using it for her dishes, right? No. So that was like the first little thing that just kind of, you know,
grinded my gears,
was that she would never do her dishes. I think that would kind of like annoy anybody. Second thing that would annoy me is she would leave her shit everywhere. All over the kitchen, all over the living room, all over the couch, everywhere, all the time. And obviously it's my apartment, it's all my furniture, everything in here is mine. but I still am able to keep my belongings in my room and keep the living space clean and tidy without my stuff everywhere because it's obviously a shared space. She was not able to do this. Her stuff was everywhere. The third thing that would annoy me is the trash. She had one trash can, as most people do have one trash can. She would fill it up, as one does, but taking it out just didn't occur to her pretty much ever. She probably took it out like 5 or 6 times when she lived there, and she would only... This made me so mad. The trash can was full. I went to bed, the trash was full. There was like a little space, but it was full. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take it out in the morning, as I do, because I'm the only one that cleans the apartment.
So it really doesn't matter when I take it out.
I'm, you know, cleaning the kitchen, doing all my stuff the next morning. She comes out and puts about this much stuff of trash on top of the full trash can.
It's not the vibes.
I was like, instead of putting it on top, maybe you could just take out the trash. And she gave me the world's dirtiest look. She was like,
Boots, bitch, disgusting.
okay. Excuse me? Fucking excuse me? You're gonna give me a dirty look when I tell you to just take out the trash that you just overflowed? Like, I'm sorry, that's so much to ask for. Like, that is just like so much to ask for. What? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That just kind of like really pissed me off. It really was like one of the last straws. Another thing is that I don't like to go out, as we know. I'm a homebody. I'm introverted and I like to stay home. I would make an effort to go out with her wherever she wanted to go. I would go horror nights. It's like a thing at Universal Studios here for Halloween. She really wanted me to go. Fine, I buy a ticket, whatever, I'll go. I have a migraine, per usual, and I don't want to stay the whole time. I also hate shit like this. I hate theme parks, I hate Universal, I hate Disney. I'm sorry about it, but I hate it, and it's not my thing. But I was like, she really loves this, so obviously I'm gonna go. I go for a couple hours, and I'm like, I'm done, you know? I stayed for like 3 or 4 hours. I was like, I'm done, and they were planning to stay till like 1 or 2 in the morning. It was like 10 p.m. I was like, I'm tired, like I want to go home, so I'm gonna go home. I've never been to Universal before, and it's packed, like hundreds of thousands of people for horror nights. I needed to get an Uber because she drove. I was like, can you just take me to the Uber place, since she's been there a million times? She was so angry with me that she had to walk me to the Uber place. She pushed past me and stormed in front of me the entire walk there. She was probably 15 feet in front of me the whole time. I was like trying to keep up with this migraine, like running through Disney, like trying to keep up with her through this crowd. Would not talk to me, glared at me. She's like,
can you just take yourself the rest of the way?
yeah, and this is not the first time that this has happened. She wanted to go out to this club this one night to meet, of course, a boy, whatever. I, again, don't want to go, of course, but I'm gonna go because she really wants to. I thought it'd be fun for us, right? We go, barely talks to me the whole night. I'm like, you know, I'm ready to go. She had found other friends there. Keep in mind, we're in LA. It's so unsafe here. It's crazy, especially at night. You shouldn't be walking alone at night, period, but you shouldn't be walking alone with a
Prada purse.
and a short skirt on late at night alone. You're just asking for trouble, you know? It's just the way it is here. I drove us and I was like, can you walk me to the car and then I'll drive you back? No, she couldn't do that for me. She couldn't do that. She got pissed at me that I even asked her to walk me to the car. She was like,
No, because then I'm not going to be able to get back in.
so she put everything before my safety, which I would never do to her, not in a million years. If she needed me to walk her to her car and drive her back because it was unsafe, I would do it without questions and without feeling like that's a burden. You know, you keep your friends safe. That's just, you just keep your friends safe, and she wasn't doing that for me. So things like this just started to happen more and more, where she just was so disrespectful of me and my space and how I felt. I was just kind of putting up with it at this point because she had moved in. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I didn't want to make things awkward and I didn't want to be a bitch, so I just didn't say anything. Little things like this just keep happening, and I'm kind of just putting up with her at this point. So let's fast forward to Vegas. So I wanted to buy a new car, and I was gonna go trade it out in Vegas. I was just, you know, talking about my plans with her. I was like,
Yeah, I'm gonna go trade out my car in Vegas, get a new one, drive back.
And she was like,
Oh my god, EDC is going on. We should totally go.
and I was like,
I mean, yeah, I could probably go. Why not?
I was like, you know what, let me branch out, do something fun. I'm already gonna be in Vegas. Everybody I know is going, it'll be fun. I agree. I'm like, yeah, we'll go. So we go and we get ready in the hotel, we get there, and for like hours this night, since we got there, the whole time she just wanted to run around and try and find friends. We were not watching any shows, like she just wanted to go find friends. She's like,
Okay, let's go here, let's go here, let's find this friend, this friend, this friend.
I was like, oh, we can't just like listen to the music. And she's like,
I want to be up front, I want to see this person, I have to see this.
did not matter what I wanted to do at all. If I had probably like one artist I wanted to see, didn't matter. And the whole time I was like,
Yeah, you know, like we'll find your friends, we'll go see your friends, you know, like we'll go see whatever artist you want to.
I'm trying to be the most agreeable person ever. And she just did not give a fuck about me the whole time. So I find my friend and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay with her because this is not fun for me. So I stay with my friend and she goes off with hers. I didn't see her the rest of the night. And then she wants me to meet back up with her. So I go meet up with her. She's like, okay, we're gonna go here. It's 3 a.m. at this point. Like, I am done. Like, I'm tired and she knew. And I was just so over her not caring about my experience and like just not giving a fuck about me at all, and like obviously just used me for the ride to get to Vegas. I was like, you know what? You have your other friends here. I'm gonna go. So I drove my ass back to LA that morning at 4 a.m., which is a whole nother story time, bro. I got pulled over. It was a mess. Oh, there's so many little things I could tell you. Let me just tell you one more little thing. So it was around Halloween time when we got back, right? She wanted to make each other spooky baskets, which I'm totally fine with. That's cute, like love that. But this was around the time that I was hardcore starting my like diet and like really wanting to get healthy for myself. I was not eating anything bad. She orders out and eats fast food every single day, every single meal, and eats junk food constantly. So we were eating a lot of junk food because if she got it, I got it. That's just how the cookie crumbles, you know? Like, gotta jump off a bridge if your friend does. I was like, yeah, I'm totally down to make a spooky basket with you, but don't get me candy. Like, just don't get me candy. Like, she could have got me grapes or strawberries or carrots or literally anything else. Or not even food, just get me stickers or whatever, dude. She texts me,
What's your favorite candy?
I was like,
Don't give me candy.
you know that I'm trying to better myself.
But if you were eating candy, what's your favorite?
I was like, don't give me candy. It's that simple. She comes home with a bag from Target. I was like,
Did you get candy?
she's like,
Yeah.
she didn't give one fuck about what I was trying to do. Probably didn't even listen to the fact that I was really trying to better myself here. She doesn't respect my goals, doesn't respect me, doesn't respect anything I'm trying to do. It was just really sad. Like, it just made me sad. I was like, okay, so the person I'm living with and like my best friend doesn't support me in any way. Cool. So we still have this joint TikTok. I'd ask her to film all the time. Never wanted to. Never. She was like,
No, I'm busy.
so at this time, she's working in a strip club. Don't ask me why. Her dad pays for all of her rent, her car, her phone, and everything. Her parents pay for everything. So I just want to mention here that I'm adding in the part about her working at a strip club because she moved to LA to do social media with me, and now she's spending all of her time stripping when she has everything paid for. Anyway, continue. She starts working at a strip club an hour and a half away. She gets a boyfriend an hour and a half away. She's never home, does not put in any effort to hang out with me. We don't hang out at all. And if we do, I would be like, hey, let's go get margaritas.
No, I can't, my anxiety.
Okay, goes out that night with 5 of her friends and gets completely hammered. I'm like,
Okay, that's kind of shitty.
and I'd mention it sometimes. I'd be like,
It's funny how we can't go get drinks at 2 p.m. on a Sunday, but you can go get blackout drunk 5 days a week with your friends. No, it's fine.
she'd be like,
So
I was like, okay, she's not even attempting to be my friend at this point, not treating me nicely, not being considerate, not helping clean. I was kind of over it at this point. Which brings us to the dog issue. Yes, the most issue of them all, the dog. So this dog would bark. And before she moved in, she told me,
my dog barely ever barks.
the dog barked pretty much constantly. Not to mention, she would leave the dog in this room for days on end. This is not a huge room. You kind of have to take the dog on walks. The dog didn't go on one walk the whole time it lived here. The dog stayed in this room locked in this room. The most annoying part about it was she would use a pee pad, which is fine for emergencies, right? No. The pee pad was the dog's bathroom 24/7. This dog would pee outside of the pee pad, it would poop outside of the pee pad, and I would be able to smell it from my bedroom across the apartment. Every time it would start to smell, I'd tell her.
Yeah, I can smell it again.
And then she would change it. You're, supposed to change a pee pad every time the dog pees. Maybe once every 2 weeks she would change it. It smelled like fucking shit. It smelled so bad in this apartment that I was like coming in and gagging. This is not gonna work. I would just tell her every time it would smell, you need to change your pee pad. It smells like shit. And then she would change it. Come on, like my floors are getting warped from the pee, like it stinks all the time. The dog's tearing up the carpet. I was just so over it at this point. I mean, keep in mind, all of these things had happened. So like I was about to explode. I work from home. As we know, I film videos and I film a lot of OnlyFans videos. If a dog starts barking mid-video, ballistically, that's not gonna be a fun video to watch for anybody. She knows I work from home. I pay my own bills, I pay my rent, I pay my car, I pay my phone, I buy my food, I do everything for myself. I'm actually here working. I need it to be quiet. I do not need a dog barking, let alone the fact that I don't even like dogs to begin with, so the barking is really friggin' annoying to me. Really freaking annoying. But I put up with it because I'm just that bitch, I guess. I don't know. So one day, she's been gone for 4 or 5 days, comes home, goes in her room, comes out, and I'm like, oh, okay, she's probably just grabbing something from her car because she's been gone. No, she left. And as soon as she leaves, the dog starts barking. Not 1 second went by when this dog was not barking. And if I can find the videos of me freaking out about it, I will insert them here. I'm gonna kill myself. Hasn't stopped. Hasn't stopped. The dog is constantly barking. After 10 minutes, I text, your dog won't stop barking. No answer. I'm like, okay. 10 more minutes go by. I text her again. Yeah, your dog is still barking. She texts me back.
There's food in the crate. You can give it to her.
First of all, sister, that's not my problem. It's not my dog. That's not my problem. Second of all, no way in hell I'm gonna reward your dog for barking. That is the reason your dog is not trained, because you do shit like this. So I'm pissed off. So I text her and I'm like, you can't leave your dog here all day if it's gonna be going ballistic all day. You just can't. It's so rude. She never answered that text and didn't come home for 3 days. Dude, if I was staying at someone else's apartment and my animal was causing a disturbance, I would feel so horrible and like turn around immediately and make arrangements for my pet. I wouldn't leave my pet locked in a room to disturb the person that is nice enough to open their home to me. Do you know what I mean? I was just over it. I was like, this is it. I'm gonna kick her out. I'm kicking her out. I'm done. At this point, she had not talked to me in weeks. She hadn't slept there in weeks. The dog was just there. This is animal abuse. This is animal abuse. Or neglect at least. Like, this is not how you treat an animal, let alone a dog. Like a cat, fine. You know, you leave your cat. Cats are independent animals. Dogs are not. You don't do that to dogs. You just don't. And even if I don't like them, I know that's wrong. So barges her during my live stream, goes in her room, slams the door. I'm not even gonna try and be nice at this point because she's not even attempting to be my friend.
Cute.
So she comes out with the dog, leaves, slams the door, they leave. Didn't hear from her for a couple days. I wake up this one morning and I'm like,
I'm over it.
I'm kicking her out today. I type up this fatty text. I'm, talking to one of my friends on FaceTime, like telling her, like, this is what I'm gonna say. I was gonna lay out everything, just tell her everything that was so disrespectful. She ended up texting me right before I sent the text and said, I don't think our living situation's working anymore and I'm gonna move out. Chef's fucking kiss. So she never knew how I felt. Still to this day, I have never told her like how I felt about the living situation. She obviously got the hint. She's out now. That's why I'm making this video. God fucking bless. Never been happier. That's not the end of the story. I'm saving the best part for last. So it comes time for her to move out. I text her and I was like, you need to clean up all of the pee spots and everything that your dog did before you move out, or you're gonna be responsible for covering those charges. She says, okay, whatever. I lock myself in my room for a couple hours till they leave. They leave. I come out, about to see what happened. Trash everywhere. Trash all over the floor. All of the toys that the dog tore up, all the insides of them, everywhere. Makeup wipes used everywhere. Dog hair everywhere. Keep in mind, I have a vacuum that she has used multiple times without asking. She knows how to use a vacuum, and when you're moving out of someone's apartment, the least you can do is vacuum and clean up your space. Didn't do that.
It's not the vibe.
So I'm like, whatever, you know, I'll clean it up. It's annoying, but at least she's gone. I'm like in here, I'm like, the smell still smells really bad. Like, it still stinks in here.
Like, what is that?
I go into the bathroom, I'm cleaning out the shower, and there's a bag tied to the back of the bathroom door. And what, may you ask, is in this bag? Well, none other than used full pee pads and dog shit. That's what was in the bag. Now, you might think, oh, maybe she just left it. Well, the dog hadn't lived here in about 2 months. The last time the pee pad could have been made dirty was 2 months ago, which means that she'd had that dirty bag laying in here the entire time she was not staying here, just to make the apartment smell. Everything else was gone. You know, she had stuff in the shower, so she definitely went back there to clean it out and left a bag of dog shit and pee.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Left it for me to smell up the apartment and piss me off. So I did everything for her, and she repays me by leaving a bag of dog shit tied to my bathroom door. So that is my roommate horror story. What do y'all think? Did I overreact? The thing is, I didn't even react to her. Everything that happened, I just reacted in my head. I never got mad at her. It was disgusting. The most disgusting thing I've ever had a roommate do. Well, I take that back. A roommate back in college did some pretty nasty shit, but this was really gross and really uncalled for. And I'm really shook that it even happened. Like, I can't even fathom the fact that she actually did this, but needless to say, I will not be living with anybody anytime soon. I'm not interested in making any friends right now. I'm not interested in having any friends over. I just am shook
I'm shook.
that someone can be that disgusting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. It feels good to get this off my chest. I will never talk about this again. Fuck that girl. I'm out. I never want to see her again. Yeah. That's the story time for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you want to see more story times, let me know. I know people were asking about my getting arrested story time. So if you're interested in hearing how I got arrested, leave a comment down below. Go ahead and like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of me, which I know you do, so just subscribe, you know. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload another horrendous story time. And yeah, don't let people walk all over you. Don't let them use you for your space and your money and your time and your niceness. Don't let them do that to you. It will never end up good. So that's the end. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.